Inaugural tickets, past practices and considerations for 2021. Updated December 22, 2020. Since the 20th Amendment was ratified, the oath of office for President of the United States has been administered every 4 years on January 20th. The next presidential inauguration is scheduled to take place on January 20, 2021. On March 4, 1801, Thomas Jefferson became the first president to be inaugurated at the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C., in a room now known as the Old Supreme Court Chamber. In 1829, Andrew Jackson became the first president to be inaugurated on the east front of the Capitol, where the majority of swearing-in ceremonies continued to take place until the late 20th century. It was not until President Ronald Reagan's inauguration on January 20, 1981, that the swearing-in ceremony moved to the west front of the Capitol where larger crowds could be accommodated. Senator Mitch McConnell, Congressional Record, October 11, 2000 p. S. 10267. The move to the west front of the Capitol not only accommodated larger crowds who could view the ceremony from the Capitol grounds, but also allowed for use of the National Mall. Additionally, the architect of the Capitol has been able to build a larger platform on the west front, which in recent years has accommodated more than 1,600 people. For the 2021 swearing-in ceremony, the Joint Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies (JCCIC) has announced that as a result of COVID-19 the in-person audience will be reduced to a size that resembles the State of the Union, with congressional attendance limited to members of Congress and one guest. Given the limited in-person attendance at the ceremony, the JCCIC is working on enhanced opportunities to watch the ceremonies online, in addition to the traditional televised national broadcast. Historical inaugural tickets. As the host of the inauguration, the House and Senate jointly appoint the JCCIC every 4 years. The JCCIC is primarily responsible for arranging and hosting the swearing-in ceremony and an inaugural luncheon. To accommodate both members of Congress and constituents who might be interested in attending the swearing-in ceremony in person, the JCCIC has traditionally authorized seated and standing sections on the inaugural platform, the U.S. Capitol grounds, and the National Mall to accommodate attendees. To ease the process of attendees finding their seating or standing locations, the JCCIC and the United States Capitol Police (USCP) have jointly issued a map of ticketed areas showing color-coded sections that correspond to tickets. The map has also included instructions on entering the secured area around the Capitol. Figure 1 shows the 2017 inauguration ceremonies map and guidelines. Figure 1. 2017 inauguration ceremonies map. Ticket allocation. For past inaugurations, the JCCIC has allocated tickets to congressional offices. Allocated tickets were generally a combination of seated tickets, on the inaugural platform and areas closest to the west front of the Capitol, and standing tickets, which were often behind the seated tickets. As depicted in Figure 1, in 2017, seated tickets were located on the inaugural platform and in the yellow and green sections. Standing tickets were located in the non-numbered yellow, green, blue, orange, red, and gray silver areas. Areas beyond these locations were not ticketed and were generally open to the public for viewing on large screens. Ticket distribution. For previous inaugurations, the JCCIC allocated tickets to each member office. Each representative or senator then determined ticket allocation and distribution. In total, the JCCIC traditionally distributed approximately 200,000 tickets. For 2021, the JCCIC intends to issue commemorative ticket packets for distribution to member offices after the swearing-in ceremony. Figure 2 shows an example of a ticket issued for President John F. Kennedy's 1961 inauguration. Figure 2. 1961 inaugural ceremony ticket. Considerations for the 2021 inauguration. As Inauguration Day draws nearer, in addition to the limited in-person attendance and member offices' commemorative ticket distribution, several other considerations might be relevant for the 2021 inauguration. These include COVID-19 and security. COVID-19. The JCCIC has announced that, due to the global pandemic, it is committed to traditional, inclusive, and safe ceremonies and will continue to monitor the situation and provide information to all members as it comes available. On December 16, 2020, the JCCIC announced that, the JCCIC, in consultation with diversified public health and medical experts and the Presidential Inaugural Committee, has determined that this global pandemic and the rise in COVID-19 cases warranted a difficult decision to limit attendance at the 59th inaugural ceremonies to a live audience that resembles a State of the Union. Historically, inauguration plans at times have been adjusted. For example, when January 20th falls on a Sunday, public ceremonies have historically been moved to Monday, January 21st, with the president-elect sworn in during a private ceremony at noon on January 20th. Further, in 1985, for President Ronald Reagan's second inauguration, January 20th fell on a Sunday and the public ceremony was scheduled for the west front of the Capitol on Monday, January 21st. The January 21st ceremony, however, was moved indoors to the Capitol Rotunda because of freezing weather and estimated 7 degrees Fahrenheit, with a wind chill of -10 degrees Fahrenheit to -20 degrees Fahrenheit at noon, the constitutionally specified time for the beginning of the new presidential term. Figure 3 shows President Reagan's second public inauguration ceremony in the U.S. Capitol Rotunda. Figure 3. President Ronald Reagan's 1985 public inauguration ceremony. Security. The USCP, along with the United States Secret Service, USSS, and other federal law enforcement agencies, provides security for the inauguration. The USSS is the lead federal law enforcement agency, as authorized by PL 106-544, and provides security for the president-elect and current president, for inaugurations involving a transition, and coordinates the event as a National Special Security Event (NSSE). The USCP provides policing and security for members of Congress and around the Capitol building. For the 2021 inauguration, USCP has set up a security perimeter around the west front of the Capitol in preparation for the swearing-in ceremony. Additionally, on Inauguration Day, streets around the Capitol complex are generally closed and access to Capitol Hill buildings is restricted. This in focus will be updated as circumstances warrant. For more information on the inauguration, see CRS Report R42603, Joint Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies, History, Membership, and Inaugural Activities, and CRS Report R42867, Inauguration Security, Operations, Appropriations, and Issues for Congress. Jacob R. Strauss, Specialist on the Congress.